the time, I think we need to, move as per the situation, as per the demand, as per the market and everything. All right. So
Hmm.
this is my
Go
understanding.
with the flow. Go
Yeah,
with the
go with
flow.
the flow. Go with the flow. But sometimes it's tough to go with the flow. And sometimes you have to stop. You don't have to flow with go with the flow, especially when it comes to talk about your mind. How your mind
You you were
works.
about to have a Kamra Nakmal moment. Flow with the go.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, hi. How are you?
Fantastic, fantastic. You tell me about you yourself.
Yeah, I'm also great. Just bothering with this cyclone a little bit, but rest is all right. Okay, so nice to see you here, and thank you so much for joining this conversation, Arjun, right?
Yeah, yeah. Likewise. I do feel likewise.
All right, great. So,
Yeah, I'm Arjun from Rajasthan, as you know.
yeah. So before we have a jump start into this conversation, I want you to, tell a little more about yourself. I mean, about we know your name, so your education, where are you living, and your interest and everything. Then we will have our main talk conversation. All right?
Yeah, absolutely fine. I have done graduation. It's just Bachelor of Arts, and then I have done education diploma B.Ed, and right now I am pursuing master's degree, that too in English literature. Okay,
Oh wow, great.
so so that's about my educational background, and right now I'm following this path of fine tuning my English speaking skills
Mm-hmm.
to be able to set my career in academics in this regard. So
Okay.
yeah, that's all about it. And what about you?
I couldn't say likewise. I also have done masters in English literature. But
Okay,
it happened accidentally, I could say. I wasn't having any interest into this, but as I think you are not aware that I'm a teacher as well. I'm a government teacher. So
okay,
yeah, I used to teach earlier. I mean, still I'm a teacher, but I have taken leave. So, because I wanted to grow in my career, and I was teaching, and I was pursuing my degrees. So I didn't have that liberty. I was a science student, all right, earlier. But once I joined my job, I wasn't having that liberty to choose the same path, because in science background, I have to go. I mean, everybody has to go regularly on college to do practicals and everything. So just because those rules and regulations, I had to choose arts art subjects. So I had
okay.
only few options like Sanskrit, Hindi, and English. So I chose English because I had a little attraction towards this language, because I really wanted to improve this language, although I was so weak, so poor into it. So that is why
Yeah,
I joined it, and some or the other way it benefited me. But I wasn't a poet. I don't write stories and everything, and I am not fond of literature and everything. So that's why I told
yeah,
you that don't take my academics seriously.
yeah.
uh,
I can understand that too.
yeah,
And yeah, I can see you have improved your grammatical skills and sentence formation quite well.
yeah. Actually, I have
Yeah,
improved everything. I was not able to speak, at all. I mean, I was there. I just did it, but I wasn't even while pursuing this degree. I wasn't having any skill of it. I could read, I could write, but I couldn't speak at all. I was having a lot of fear, hesitation, and lacking in confidence. So these problems were there. So I could say that I have got all these things within 2 years, these skills. So as a
okay.
language, I like this, English. as a language, and in terms of improving communication skills, interacting with people, sharing opinions, and knowing people's opinion and their perspective in different subjects. So this is something I like the
Subject.
most. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So I am exploring with people in several subjects. Yeah. So this is something I like about it.
Yeah. So since you were telling me that you have been from a science background, so you did your 12th or
Yes,
as we say 10 plus 2 from science mathematics or science bio, what
yes,
it
yes.
was.
It was science, so especially biology. Yeah. So I did 12th with biology. I mean, three subjects were there, like, chemistry, physics, and biology. But when I switched into college, so two subjects are two subjects were significant at that time. So zoology and botany, both subjects. So I wanted to have masters in same field. So I wanted to choose this zoology subject, but I was
Okay.
unfortunate and I wasn't able to do it. But oh, it's
Can
okay,
you
no
tell
problem.
can you tell me the reason? In brief, can you tell me the reason?
Yeah, because I told you na that after finishing my 12th, I had to join my job. So at that period of time, there was, rules and regulations, and on the merit basis, you could get a job. So I got a job because of my 12th percentage. All right. So
Okay.
I'm a primary school teacher. I teach children. All right. So
Okay.
I joined my job, and at that time there was a rules that you can't do any science backgrounds degree while doing job simultaneously. You couldn't do this because in
I can
science,
understand. Yeah, now I got the point. Actually, what you wanted to say
huh,
that you were doing your job and
yes,
simultaneously taking up science as a master's degree choice.
yeah, I wanted to,
You could not manage the both. You could not be able
yes.
to manage the both.
Yeah, I wanted to do that, but just because the rules and regulations from government side, I wasn't able to do that because they didn't provide such facility where you could do simultaneously both things. Like you can do your job and you can
As
pursue your degree. Because
definitely,
science is a subject where you have to go every day in college to do your practical.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Who will understand more than me? I was a science student myself for
Oh,
3 years, and
okay.
10 plus 2 I did with science mathematics, and
Uh-huh.
then in the college I went to an engineering college. It
Uh-huh.
was all because of the backdoor pressure, societal pressure and everything. So I had no choice but to adhere to what I was told to,
Mm-hmm.
and I did engineering, and in the third semester I decided that it's time for me to quit and get out of this mess, because when you are not interested in it's an imposition. It's
Mm-hmm.
not your choice, it's just an imposition. You are not really interested in learning and everything. It becomes even more tougher for you. So I decided to quit engineering, and I enrolled myself into bachelor of arts course, and then begins the journey of 2.0, finding myself again. And I was quite interested in social sciences till the 10th class, and then again I was able to read history, geography, and all of those subjects which I loved, and especially English.
Okay.
English literature was quite boring to me as well, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it takes certain things, certain you need to carve out a certain way for yourself to
Mm-hmm.
be able to manage certain things which are seemingly you think them as a difficult thing.
Mhm.
You can read novels which are interesting. You can read comics which are interesting, and then later on you may find that you are now able to understand the language, the difficult specific terms or glossary of a particular thing,
Mhm.
and then it becomes easier going forward.
Correct,
So
correct.
yeah, now I am finding myself in a good rhythm, and
Mhm.
I have read a few. I'm owning a Kindle device as well. I just recently purchased that, and I have read quite a few novels, and now I'm good.
Great, great. So finally, you found your destiny. I guess your interest subject of your interest, or I could
Yeah,
say that you have developed that interest by the time.
yeah, definitely. Because even if you are interested in something, let's say if a kid is interested in cricket, but there is an imposition from the Indian parents who are mostly imposing them with the study.
Hmm.
It's not necessarily necessary to burden yourself with anything you are not interested in too much. Basic studies, being literate, and anything about above average is fine. But if the kid is interested in something else, you should forward the kid. You should motivate the kid into making career in that field. But yeah, Indian parents do that. So let's say that that kid is forced to leave playing cricket for 8 years, 5 years, or 7 years, or 8 years. Let's say whatever the time it is. Then
Mm-hmm.
it becomes difficult for even for that kid to जैसे कि we say in the dance that coming into the groove. The dancers say coming into the groove. Sometimes it becomes difficult without practice. So that kid will find it difficult to get into the groove of playing cricket, playing his shots. But yeah, after some time, after struggling for some time, he will definitely can manage, you know, that workload.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all about that academics and everything. So you were saying that you were a science student and you are quite interested in it. And I respect a lot to the people who are from science background because
Why?
I myself, find science very, 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 very difficult.
Difficult or interesting? I mean, difficult. I think if you find this difficult, you shouldn't choose it. I guess.
As I said, it was because of societal pressure. It
Oh,
was not my choice. It was an imposition. Imposition means somewhat someone imposes something on you. You
so
are forced
at
to take
what
up.
point of time you got this idea that this is something people are
I cannot proceed with. I
sorry.
cannot proceed with. Maybe this is something I cannot proceed with.
No. I am trying to ask you that as you have told your whole story, and that is for me that is overwhelming because you have switched so many times. I could say that from engineering to art. So this is totally, it's like a
Opposite.
roller coaster, I could say. Yeah. I mean, too much here and there, everything changes, I could say. So like I was asking to you that at what point of time you got to understand that okay, this is something my parents are imposing, that or that society is imposing towards me onto me, and I need to choose my own path. So what makes you think, what made you think on it?
Hmm. Actually, the thing that made me think that was the right thing. The wrong right thing happened to me. The wrong right thing means on the face of it looks wrong, and actually it is right. As Bhagavad Gita we read a certain few lines which are very, very famous, that some things in life that are happening, that are seemingly bad for a human being, and but the Krishna is telling you something because of that result. So what happened with me is in the BTech first year, first semester and second semester, collectively I got five backs,
Oh my god.
and
It was a
two
huge
backs in
amount.
the first, two backs in the first, three in the second,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got completely,
Back to back you got, you was getting back, right?
yeah. But actually, that ridiculous principle, when I was about to quit, I went into the office with my papa.
Mm-hmm.
So that ridiculous principle was trying to convince us that I should not quit.
Okay.
Why? Because that principal and his college are getting a lot of money because of my seat. And if I manage to throw up my seat, and they will be in loss, some sort of loss, because it's of no concern for them to child's what happens with the child's career. Okay.
Interest.
So so they tried to convince me, but I was not able to speak up a lot. And that time I was considering myself as an introvert, and I was an introvert. And then later on I found myself, turning into an extrovert. But
Oh,
yeah, that time I was not able to speak. But yeah, the ridiculous principal was trying me to take
put down.
continue with my English engineering course. And he was saying one thing, that a lot of people are getting back. Most of the students are getting back, and he was so what he was telling is that out of 140 or odd people, okay, in my classroom, that is civil engineering classroom,
Mhm.
about 97 people were getting vax. Only, only out of 140, only about 40% were not getting any back.
Anyway.
So, in a way, he was not thinking it. He was not taking it in another way. He should think that this is an insult of his college as well. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the teachers are not capable enough, because everyone was not like me, who was entering the college because of pressure and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the long story short, and I decided to quit, and I was adamant on it. And even before they were talking, my papa and my principal was talking. Even I did not speak, but I signed on it while they were speaking. I
Okay.
signed on that form, which was stating that I am responsible for throwing up the seat and all, and I accept all of those things. These signatures were there, and I did all those signatures in a hurry.
Okay. So you have a huge story to share how you shifted your paths. So I think that I must say that things added a lot of experience into your life to share with people. So don't be in a hurry to choose your subjects or things. Take pause and take time to think what is of your interest, right?
Mhm.
Even I had a lot of
Absolutely.
stories like this. I mean, I have tried
Mm,
several things, when you try to find out something which is of your interest, it is too difficult to find it, especially when you are a teenager or when you are so young, because there are so many options and it's so easy to distract, to be distracted, right?
gets swayed away by any kind of wrong guidance.
Guidance, correct.
Right guidance is rare to find. Wrong guidance is everywhere.
Okay,
It is in abundance.
having said that, I must say that every phase of in your life, when you go step by step ahead in your life, your thought process, your interest, and your liking disliking, these things also change by the time. You might be liking
Mm,
something at one point of time, but after sometimes after a while, it might happen that you will like something else. So it's a process, I could say. I mean, I can understand. I could rewind my own life that when I was teenager, I liked those things. But right now, if I think about those things, I don't think so. I can say
mm,
that those things I like anymore. So this happens, and by the time I think we need to, move as per the situation, as per the demand, as per the market and everything. All right. So
mm.
this is my
Go
understanding.
with the flow. Go
Yeah,
with the
go with
flow.
the flow. Go with the flow. But sometimes it's tough to go with the flow. And sometimes you have to stop. You don't have to flow with go with the flow, especially when it comes to talk about your mind. How your mind
You you were
works.
about to have a Kamra Nakmal moment. Flow with the go.
Yeah, flow with the go. Yeah, I
You
was
must be
about to
knowing who is.
no, I know. I don't know, but yeah. So
There are numerous funny Pakistani cricketers who are trying to speak English even when they are not able to speak.
you can see that they how desperate they are. They don't know English, but they are trying to speak, like, right? All right, great.
At least when the person is front is Ramiz Raja, who knows English well. But fine, that's not a question. The current cricketer who knows that he doesn't know English, he can at least speak in Hindi or Urdu, whatever it is. But he still tries to speak in English and
Speak
give content
English.
to the meme creators and on Instagram and like that. There are numerous memes on
So
those things.
I must say there are lots of people to correct that cricketer. You need to talk like that.
Arey, no need to correct them. Just they are just be how they are. They need to be how they are because they
No,
are
but
making people laugh.
yes, yes, that is something people should be like that. But my there is another story of mine. Let me share with
Mhm,
you. So earlier, when I was having a lot of grammatical mistakes, while talking to people
mhm,
and while studying, while learning this
mhm,
communication. So everybody, whenever I speak, everybody was coming to correct me. Okay, Megha, you
mhm,
need to say this. This is incorrect. This is
mhm.
correct. Okay, so
Even
everybody
I
became teacher for me.
Yeah, actually, even till now, when we become very good speakers, we tend to make certain grammar mistakes, and it becomes slip of tongue as well.
Correct.
And it happens with me too. And I have noticed two or three mistakes, but I remember one. Whatever you mistakes you have made till now, you
Mm-hmm.
were telling me, okay. I was telling you, okay. It is I was telling you, I was telling to you. You said
To
I was telling to you.
you.
So when we are using these two words, telling and you, then these
We are
are not
supposed to use
bridged with to.
to.
No, we are not supposed to use to.
We are not
It's
supposed to
reverse.
use to.
Yeah, we
I
are
I
supposed to. I am telling you. I am telling you.
I'm telling you.
You have heard it. Yeah, nobody says I am telling to you.
Okay. All right. All right.
So use of to, for, of, these are really complicated. Really
For me,
complicated.
especially for me, I'm vulnerable to these prepositions, especially in and on, in and on.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Earlier, I was bothering a lot about grammatical mistakes, but what I
No,
understood
no.
throughout my journey, let me share my things that
Mhm.
it's okay to make some mistakes here and there. We are not bound
Perfectly fine.
to we are not bound to speak correct English, as we don't bother when we use our native language. We do so many grammatical mistakes, but we focus on speaking and sharing and understanding what other people are saying, right? So this is something I
Bang on. Bang on.
I focus
एक
more on. Yeah. All right.
एकदम कड़क
uh,
पॉइंट एकदम.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है। ये हुई ना, कुछ हिंदी भी
Hmm.
होना चाहिए, लगता है वी कैन।
Yeah.
ऐसा लगता है हिंदी में ज्यादा अच्छे से कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हैं अपन।
Yeah, I was even मैं अपने जो सेशंस होते हैं, I tell to the people whom I talk to
हाँ हाँ।
कि in between we can easily use Hindi in between. It's nothing like of a sin. No, it's nothing no wrong about it.
या या।
So whenever we found ourselves that we are lost for words, we should
हाँ
use Hindi because even the cricketers who are really sharp at English, who have done English schooling, English college, everything they have done in English, and they are doing press conferences in English from years now,
हाँ हाँ।
8 years, 10 years, 12 years, but still they find themselves using Hindi words in between. Still,
हम्म।
what's wrong about it?
But I have one question. This is very general question, keep coming in my mind, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
asking by my own experience. So, when you don't know the language, okay, when you are not able to speak this English language, at that time you feel a lot of fear and hesitation and everything. Once you
Mhm.
have a little command on it, then you have this gut to say, okay, it's okay to say Hindi in between the conversation, English conversation. But if this is something needs to be changed, like when you are not able to speak
There is
English,
something, if there is something if there is something that needs to change.
there is something
यहाँ
that
पे ये आएगा.
needs to change. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
if you don't know English, even then you are that much confident. It's okay, I don't know English. I don't want to learn
Mm.
English.
Mm.
So there is a
Uh,
gap between these two kind of situation. If you know English, if you know how to speak, then it's so easy to say, oh, we should use we should use Urdu, and we should use our native
no, no,
language.
no, not Urdu, not Urdu. Trust me, not Urdu.
Urdu
Hindi.
is a beautiful language. You must try.
No, no, it's a beautiful language. But yeah, okay. Occasionally it's fine because we have already, there are numerous Urdu, what you say, influences in our Hindi language as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we should try to keep our Hindi language because it is supposed to be Indian Hindi language. We
Mm-hmm.
should keep it free from foreign influence because when we say Hindi, it should be away from foreign influence because Urdu is at the end it is of the invaders who are not Indians. Okay, so that way I think because English is a language that is a common bridge between internationally it is a common bridge for us to do our work, do our professions, and everything that we do in our lives. But
Yeah.
Urdu is not such a compulsion. We should not make more compulsions like which are making us drive towards loving our invaders or loving the colonizers. That is not
Mhm.
correct according to me. But yeah, everybody has their opinions. If
Yeah,
somebody is a language enthusiast, then it's fine. If
that's fine.
somebody wants to learn Urdu out of fascination, that's fine. That's another issue.
Yeah, that is one thing. I mean, you have different aspect on it. I was generalizing it. I mean, if anybody, like somebody belongs to Pakistan, so I am saying by those people's behalf that you can speak Urdu, you
Yeah,
can speak
yeah.
Hindi. That I can speak Hindi, I can speak Chhattisgarhi, being Chhattisgarhian. You are a Rajasthani, so you can use your
Okay,
own language.
that's really interesting. Tell me one thing
Uh-huh.
in very brief. How much different is Chhattisgarhi to Hindi? How much different it is?
I think if you ask me, that I feel that this language, Chhattisgarhi language, is the most closer language to this Hindi language. I think that everybody can understand our language if I start
I,
talking.
one thing that you must be knowing as well.
Uh-huh.
All the North Indian languages, they are born out of Sanskrit,
I know, yeah.
and Hindi also born out of Sanskrit.
Sanskrit. And English also born out of Sanskrit. English also.
No, not, but it goes. It is little bit complicated. Little bit complicated.
English
Uh,
is,
the
yeah.
linguistic history goes beyond beyond the era that we can trace. There are few things which are now we can track those words, but very less now because it's a different subject, linguistics and all. Let it be.
Okay.
But yeah,
So you can say
now
you're
we
not
can
so
say
sure that English came from this Sanskrit language. Is it?
आई एम सेइंग, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि हमें इतिहास में बहुत ज्यादा पीछे जाना पड़ेगा तभी इंग्लिश और संस्कृत के बीच का जो देयर इज अ ब्रिज जो हम
There is a
एस्टेब्लिश कर पाएंगे तो व्यूवर्स उसको समझ पाएंगे. व्यूवर्स बोलेंगे कि हम क्या रिडिकुलस बात कर रहे हैं, संस्कृत से इंग्लिश कहाँ से आई. आई गेस
नहीं.
बिकॉज
Uh-huh.
टेल मी व्हाट यू आर सेइंग, टेल मी.
No, actually, I told you because of my own knowledge. I have read somewhere that Sanskrit is the most old language, I guess. What is the word for the
ओल्डेस्ट.
oldest? Oldest,
या
right? Sanskrit is
या
the oldest language, right?
या
And every language comes from that language. So this is something I have read somewhere, and on the basis of it, I'm saying. But it's okay, no problem. I think we have talked a lot of things out of our
या या
topic and subjects. So I don't
yeah,
think.
without any topic, we have talked around 30 minutes. So
Yeah,
quickly we can wrap up with it. How did you find my English speaking skills? And then I can tell about yours as well.
you are doing masters in English literature. How can I judge you, or how can I give you remarks?
But you already done. But you have already done.
Okay, how?
You have already done masters in English literature. You told me, na?
But I was not serious. But you are a serious learner again. You are a serious aspirant of English literature. That's what I'm saying. So yes, you are speaking very well, and I think I haven't noticed grammatically, but you have used few difficult words which I think which belong to literature more, English literature more. So it is a little tough to understand common people. So one thing I can tell you that I have learned by my own journey, that try to, when you are in a you are having conversation with people, especially when you have a
Hmm.
huge audience. So
Hmm.
try to speak as simple as you can. So this is my personal understanding, and can't impose this onto you because you are doing
No, no, no.
masters.
You
But
are saying the right thing.
other than that, I think you have good communication skills, and you know how to drive the session. I mean, this is very important when you have conversation with people. So how to drive a session, how to ask questions, how to answer questions. So these are things play a significant role in conversation. Now
Okay.
your turn.
Okay.
Now your turn.
Yeah. So Megha, about you.
Yes.
So I'm really proud of you as someone who has switched sides as I did, and you also did the same way. I was not interested in science mathematics, and it's vice versa for you. But
Hmm.
you are doing fantastic job right now, and you are having a few grammar mistakes here and there, and that's absolutely fine,
Hmm.
because you should be more concerned about fluency rather than focusing on grammar mistakes. But sometimes try to jot down a few grammatical mistakes that you do in a session of 30 minutes or something, and
Hmm.
then you will find yourself automatically that you will not repeat those mistakes, and then the grammatical mistakes will go away.
Thank
Okay. And one more thing, last thing that I need to tell you, that
you.
your
Hmm.
smile is absolutely gorgeous, and you give very positive vibes while talking. And
Oh,
that's the most wonderful thing about you.
thank you so much. And the same thing I can say for you as well. You also have a beautiful smile, and good vibes. This is very important for somebody to maintain a good aura. So people feel connected while having conversation, and I always give this the preference when having while having conversation. So I must say you have a beautiful aura. Keep maintaining it and keep improving it. I hope we will have a few more sessions, I guess, in near future. I
Yeah,
look
I,
forward
I
for
guess
it.
too. I guess too. We gelled well in this session. Really well.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Arjun. So I think I need to wrap up the session here. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
definitely we
joining,
need to.
and I'm
Yeah.
really glad that we got